Okay, so just let me know once you proceed the screen.
Can see your screen.
So today we're going to start with the admin console. So who can access the admin console? So as I told you earlier, or let me repeat it one more time. So Appian have user types. Isn't what are the different types of user we have?
So normally, depends on the user community, right? So by default, there will be administrators.
No. What I'm asking, what are the different type of user Appian environment have?
Basic and admin.
Basic
Exactly.
system administrator.
Exactly. So the first one is a basic user, and second one is a system administrator.
So these are the default roles, like default user types.
Exactly. So for an example, let me click on this user. When I click on create, here you can see the user type are basic and system administrator.
Okay.
Okay, that is the basic, the first level thing. Okay. Now, if I can specify the role based thing. So system admin. Okay, let's say roles or not. Okay, I can say roles kind of, or let's say privilege. Okay. So we have basic user. If I assigned you, if I create a user, okay, listen it guys carefully, okay, because sometimes it is good to understand this approach. So whenever your user is created with the basic user, that time you can only access the tempo. Okay, a basic user with no privileges. Okay, I think I need to explain you whenever we are covering the user. Okay, so it's not a good. Okay, so basically system administrator can access the admin console. Okay, and basic user cannot access admin console. Okay, so it's a very understanding. Okay, now admin console contains, okay, like, or we can say segregated, or contains a different part. Okay, the first one, it comes as system. Second one, it known as authentications. Third one, as you can see, is DevOps. Fourth one, that is rule, what is it, integration and monitoring. Okay, we're going to cover each and every one by one, because it is really required. Okay, so now if I go with the system first, so system is also furthermore segregated into the different things. So first you can see the branding. Okay, so what is the branding? Okay, so okay, let me close this, let me open the tempo from here. Okay, now, so if I would like to change my site name, okay, I can change it. So like for an example, sometimes what will happen, okay, giving you a scenario, let's say whenever we are, okay, sending a mail to any X person or anyone, okay, from the Appian, so that time this Appian will be used over there. So what will happen, the client will say, okay, hey boss, I don't want this Appian, I would like to change it to the Appian for dev. Okay, and then whenever I'm getting in my mail, it's supposed to be displayed as Appian for dev. So furthermore, that site name is going to be Appian for dev. Okay, how will showcase you at least for the site name. Okay, let me quickly, we can go ahead and save the changes. Yeah, and where it exactly appeared, let me try to refresh this. Okay, so now if anyone okay, I need someone's email ID. Okay, can anyone share your personal mail ID? Anyone, Biswal or
Yeah, KOTI 157, KOTI 157 at the rate
KOTI?
gmail.com. 157 at the rate gmail.com.
KOTI 157. The correct one, KOTI.
Yeah,
Now at the next second, I would like you to share your screen and showcase what is the mail that you received. Okay, once you
yeah,
receive the mail, just let me know. Then I will give you the presenter access, and furthermore, you can just showcase the mail.
yeah, sure.
Have you received the mail, KOTI?
Yeah, let me check.
It will be there. Able to receive now? Okay.
Just opening it.
Okay, fine. Just let us know when you receive the mail. Okay, now here you can see the site name. We can change it like that. Okay, there is one of the scenario that I just said. Here you can see show in browser window title. Okay, as well as the email and the footers. Okay, so if I go with the this, let's say, browser window title. Okay, so where is it exactly? It appears is okay. Let me know first able to, because yeah, one thing is that okay, always
Yeah, I
whenever we
received.
receive, okay, I would like you
Yeah,
to share your screen. It's a Bala, right?
yeah, yeah, correct.
Okay, let me make you presenter, and yes, yeah. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, can you say this, guys? Everybody
Open for.
can see pin for Dave, right? Now
Yes.
be there. Okay, let me try to do something else. Hold on. Okay, copy and one more time here. Okay, let's see. Can you see
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
Harsha Appian Training. Yeah. Okay, got it. Ashwin, Arjun, Bishwal, everybody. Yeah. So here you can see the
Yes.
subject line is changing. Okay. Earlier it was Appian for Dev, and I changed to Harsha Appian training, so it is getting changed. Okay. So likewise, we can manipulate the subject line. Okay. Thank you. Let me share it again. Here you can see the logo. If you would like to, right now we have a APN as a logo. If I would like to, upload any new logo, okay, I can do that, and it will be appear here. You can see the APN, right? So it will be appear over here as an APN. Okay, logo. If the logo is not there, and if I would like to give the custom tags, so we can also give this as well. Okay, if I would like to say, let's say, web address. Okay, I believe it is there. Yeah, fine. Okay, let's say if I don't enter the URL, static image is hosted externally. Okay, let's say I don't have the logo for Appian. You just need to see it yourself as well. You can also check it from your. Okay, now if I can refresh this. Okay, can you see this logo for Appian? I just remove the logo and I given the custom text. That's how it will impact it. Yeah.
Yes.
Now again we can go with the logo system only. Same thing, email logo also we can change. Right now, let's say Bala, okay, Koti. If you receive the mail, you can see the Appian, okay, over here. But if I would like to go with some other, I can go again upload the document. I can go with some other PNG file. Okay, we can do that. About the favicon. So favicon is what? Favicon is this. You can see the A. That is what known as a favicon. Okay. Mm, understand, right? This one is a favicon that we can see the icon. Okay. And here you can see display side wide banner. If I would like to display side wide banner, okay. So right now nothing is there. If I would like to give welcome to Harsha training. Okay, the changes. Let's see how impact. Refresh the screen. Okay, can you see this? Welcome to Harsha Trainings. So there are a lot more modification we can do from the branding page. If I would like to do the customize with respect to the Harsha, I can change the icon as well, and it will only either 16 by 16 or 12 13 2 by 32. Okay, not extending that. You guys definitely you can try. Okay, that is what the identification. Okay, with respect to how we can change the emails or logo alternative text, email logo, banners. Okay, now and guys, okay, any day I will ask you anything. Okay, you have to give me the answer. So please concentrate it. Okay, and whenever I'm letting you know about the branding and each and everything about the console, it will generally appear whenever you are discussing or whenever sometimes in the interview question or sometimes it's a client question. How can I do that? So there is what you can say the one kind of troubleshooting thing. Okay, now default navigation bar, you can see the hex code. Okay, and if I would like to change, okay, let me copy this first, Control C. Okay, D4, Control V, nav color. Now I don't like this. I would like to have yellow. Now navigation label, I don't want the this a white one. I would like to have it will be, let's say, red. Okay, about the highlight. Okay, again, I don't want the highlighted using again white. I'd like to highlight with, let's say, this color. Filter group title. Okay, accent color. This, let's say, blue. I don't want this. Let's utilize the pink. Loading bar color, we can say its hex code is blue. Again, I'm not fine with this. I would like to use orange. Wallpaper, I can say it's a white. No, I mean, if I want to change to the violet. Email header color, that only be available in the email. Okay, the banner color, right now it is, if you can see over here, background it is with grays. That is what here we can see. Don't want to go with that. Okay, banner, okay, I would like to go with yellow with what? Yellow with green, let's say. Yeah, and the text is, you can see it's a white, so I think that's fine. Now see how it totally changed our look and feel. Okay, this is what for the look and feel. Yeah, now if I go here and refresh it, see, you see the changes. Yeah, now we are totally in a new thing. Yeah, where I think our screen will highlighting with the yellowish. Yeah, and we have a red color for this. These are the oranges, violet. So red one is, yellow one is eye snatching. Okay, for this also it didn't refresh, so that's why. Let me refresh this. So it will again appear as in a banner color, and in the tempo, navigation weapon and all, it will be look like this. Okay, got it. Try to do it from your end as well. Okay, so just simple thing, but these are the things that we can change from the branding. I think it's straightforward, right? Any question? No, right? We are good.
Yes.
Perfect. Let's quickly go to the data retention. So generally data retention part, and one more thing. Okay, this is only for your practice. Why? Because whenever you're changing this, it will impact the entire environment. It's not like the user Piyush. It will be for every user who are using this application. Their navigation, all these things are going to change if you are making any change. So that's the reason admin console access only with the system administrator, not with the basic user with any privileges. Okay, that's the reason. Now whenever it comes to the data retention, so here you can see
Okay.
allow user. Sorry, you got it
Yeah.
right.
So it's it's only for application only, right? Not for entire what we call
No,
site, right?
no, it's entire environment. It's from entire side. Changes will reflect to entire environment for all users. That's why, okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, it's for the demo purpose. That's why we are using it. If you're working on the client, you can definitely not change it. Okay, because they have a standard. Okay, but yeah, if they want any of this thing, definitely you can go ahead and do this. Okay.
Okay.
Now coming to the data retention. Okay, so here we can see the news, right? If I would like to post it, hi, welcome, and I'm posting this. As a system admin, I can delete. Now, if I select allow news and repetition, if I click on save changes, okay, anyone can say why I can still show the delete because I already removed, I already unchecked. As per the happy path, I'm not supposed to see this delete button anymore. Why I'm still seeing the delete button? Anyone?
I think we can disable the user but not delete. Correct?
No, it's not a user, right? It's just a
Hmm.
post. It's a news post,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
and I removed. Okay, I unchecked that and allow entry deletion. Okay, so it's not supposed to display over here, but it is displaying. So why? Because I'm a system admin guy. The changes will reflect to the basic user type, not for sys admin. Okay, this is the first point. If you can see over here, allow user who are not system administrator to delete entries that they have authored. As long as nobody has commented, system administrator can delete entries regardless of this setting. Is that clear? Okay, so like for an example, if I added some post and someone is go ahead and delete it. Okay, so if I don't want that, so we can uncheck this. So for all basic users, they cannot delete. So this is also one of the I can say question that generally ask. Okay, if I would like to restrict my basic user to remove or delete the news entries, how can I do that? So the answer is supposed to be you need to go to the admin console's data retention and just uncheck the checkbox. It's very small thing, but it's very important. Okay, Sometimes it also resolves some of the client scenario as well, or criteria as well. Okay, enable periodic cleanup of the deployment package. So whenever we are deploy something from one environment to other environment, okay, that particular deployment package, it will be there in our system. Okay, so it is must need to set by the system administrator or okay of the client user client side, and it generally have a one, because if there are multiple deployment packages, so it will again like impact the load of the environment. So that's why we just need to always ensure that we are enabling this, and the retention period of days as per the base practice, it's a one, but if some of the client want 3 days, 7 days, we can retain that. Okay, so that is known as a package retention period. Okay, is that clear? Okay, now coming to the
Piyush,
file
that is
upload.
not, sorry, that is not clear to me. Could you please repeat that? Package retention.
So, okay, package retention. Okay, so let's consider one scenario. Okay, you are in dev environment, let's consider. Okay, and you would like to deploy package. Okay, deploy package. Okay, having your update. Okay, with respect to the Appian object to higher environment. Okay, or let's consider the test environment. So that time, what we need to do, we just import the package. Okay, so we have a DevOps now. Okay, for starting 21.1. Okay, so in the DevOps, basically, what we are doing, we have a by default what are the environments we have supported by the system. Okay, that is always there. Okay, so like for an example, I'm working for FWC, Web Commission product. Okay, where I have a dev. They're also using the test. They're using the it's a pre-prod like XYZ environment. They are using. Whenever I'm select deploy, that time I can see the test and pre-prod. Okay, and whenever I am deploying that package, let's consider to test environment. So it will be deployed to the test. But whenever it's deployed to the test, so that package still be there in my packages folder. Okay, for in the application, it will be there in package section in the application designer, and that we need to do hard delete because deployment is completed. But as per the best practice, we are not go ahead and delete it. So that's why we have a concept on the admin console of every environment known as a package retention period. And if I go ahead and enable these, and if I set as 1 day, so after next day, on the next day, the package gets removed automatically. Is that clear now?
So
Yeah.
that means suppose Piyush Bala here. So after 1 day we want, suppose first day we deployed in dev environment. So after 1 day, 2 days, want to deploy same code in test environment. So that package won't be available after that days.
Why
Then
should
the
why
days.
should you deploy the same code? Let me ask you this question. Why you want to deploy the same code to the next test environment?
Because
Because you already
we
deployed.
tested in the dev environment, same code want to test in test environment, some QA quality, some kind of testing in test environment or higher environments.
So
It's
generally
same.
our package is okay. Generally our package is going for dev to test, and furthermore we are going to test to pre-prod or SIT likewise.
Yeah,
If
correct.
you deploy package number one, okay, to the test,
Mm,
and let's say if I consider your scenario, let's not go with why you are saying this. If you want
mm,
to redeploy the same package on the next day, make sure the data retention period you are specifies 3 days. It always been there.
okay.
You got it right.
But
It will be
okay.
there. It will be
Mm,
there till the days that you are specifying for the cleanup activities for the deployment package.
Okay.
If you are specified 30 days, so it will be there for 30 days. But there is no any use because unnecessary it will increase the load and your server also gets down. Is it
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that also need to check. Yeah.
So this is more like a physical space, right? So whenever you do
Yes.
import,
Yes.
so you'll be creating a zip file
Right.
and you'll be accumulating those zip files, if you keep the data for a while, right? So what you're saying is after
Not
30 days,
zip file. Zip file things are almost done. Okay,
okay,
because in the DevOps we have a different deployment concept. Earlier,
okay,
definitely what we are doing from the dev, we are selecting that particular XYZ objects is creating a package, download that package. So that download package will give us a zip file. We'll again go to the test environment. We'll go click on the import. Then we are uploading the zip file. Yeah, that is no more. In the DevOps right now, as I said, okay, we have a DevOps concept. So what are the different environments we have? We can see it, okay, all together in the deployment service.
okay. So is that a separate link or within,
No, no,
let's say,
in the designer itself, we can see that. No any separate link.
okay. So from dev, we can see packages from test and
Not
production.
not
Or,
packages. We cannot see the packages. We
oh,
can deploy what are the objects that we want to the test.
okay.
Okay, to the higher environment basically. Okay. Generally we have a dev to test and SIT. Okay, definitely production is altogether different scenario. Production we are not giving the direct access because it will require the approval and all.
Yep.
Oh, so that's how it will be. Yeah, earlier it was a zip file, but now we don't have this. Okay, so that is also one of the important
Piyush,
question.
uh, the DevOps concept. I mean, do we need to install something to come to see the DevOps concepts in Designer, or for how it will be?
Okay, let me give you the glimpse. Okay, I don't want to, but yeah. Okay, okay,
Piyush, I
let
don't
me.
know how far relevant this is, but again, one quick question is if, let's say, there are some features that we don't want to deploy currently, but
Mhm.
we are working on it, right? I mean, it's a agile model, and so we are developing those features, but we don't want to deploy it. So in those cases, the I mean, this retention period of 1 day default or 30 days that can cause a problem, right? So uh,
But that time, if you're not sure, right, that you would like to deploy it on that time, you no need to add to the package, right? So whenever I'm talking about, let's say for an example, if I want to deploy this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 object, okay, I'm just
mhm.
giving you okay because right now I'm not supposed to because there are a lot more things that you need to know. So let's say we can give anything, okay. Demo underscore 22nd to 23. Here generally, earlier we don't have this, but now we need to specify the Jira ticket. If we have, here you can see URL external link will be associated. Okay, it's good. It's not mandatory, but it's good if we can. For demo and add. Okay, so now I added. From where I can see view packages. Okay, so here you can see there is no zip file. Correct. So earlier it was zip file, but right now we don't have any zip file. So it's a package that I created. Okay, and in that package, if I would like to see what are the object I have, okay, you can see those are the 5 objects that I created. Yeah, and if you have a package retention period as 1 day, so after a day, it is getting removed. Is it clear now? And this is what the component deploy that I know what I was talking about. Right now, we don't have any connected environments. Okay, for the community, so that's why we cannot see. So if with the client, if there are as many as environment are connected, we can see it over here. We just need to select that, and we can prepare deployment and inspect and go ahead with the next flow. Okay, any doubt? Anything? Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Perfect. Yeah. Good. Now let's move to the file upload. It's also one of the most important concept, and generally the question from this topic arise in the certification as well as the interviews. Okay, so generally the question is arise like that. Okay, let me tell you one of the scenario. So client comes to you, okay, let's say Arjun, and they are saying, hey Arjun, I don't want to upload the file having let's say docx extension. How can I do that? How can I restrict the file? Okay, so you can go to the file upload. We'll let you know how we can. Now if he's telling, okay, I only want to upload the docx file, other than that all formats are blocked, so that we can do using the file upload. Now how? Let's go to the file upload. So as I say, uh, Appian Cloud have real-time, like by default, virus scanning mechanism, which is not there on the on-premise. Okay, so whenever you are uploading any file, it is getting scanned first, and then it will upload. And here you can see when enabled, all files under 25 MB that are uploaded in the following places. Okay, I mean we just need to give the, like, what can I say, document name. Okay, the folder that you would like to upload, basically, let's say. Okay, here you can see file extension blocking. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, so block files with the specified extension. Okay, I can quickly go ahead and write docx. So furthermore, okay, okay, not dot is required. Yeah, okay, just write docx. So furthermore, we cannot go ahead and upload the docx file. Practically, I will showcase you using the in the interface. Okay, but it is important. Okay, if you would like to block file, and if I only would like to allow file with a specific extension, that time I can also say docx. Okay, so only pdf or docx file, that is what I given, that is allowed. Rest of any of the this thing, okay, it's not going to allow. Clear? Is that clear?
Yeah, but Piyush, these settings are kind of um, implemented on a platform level, right? So what if there are project specific requirements wherein some projects would allow every extension but some won't? Can that sort of a scenario exist?
No, so like, for an example, okay, I don't understand. Let's say for an example, you're working for HSBC, okay, and you have 58 application, but the application that you are in, that client wants, okay, I don't want. Okay, so generally what we are going to do, okay, so on for an example, okay, let me give you a scenario. So if client want, I don't want my application. Okay, so straightforward to coming to your answer, in the interface, whenever we have a bank file upload file function, there we can restrict again. From the application level, environment level, we can do this, and from the function level, we can also do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll showcase to you
Yeah.
whenever we are going through that. But yeah, make sure that if with respect to the environment level, if everything needs to be done, then only allow file with a specified extension and the block file with a specific extension. Okay, so there is what there in the file upload, the scanning and the virus. It's a by default in the, like, what can I say? And yeah, if someone wants, I don't want to do this virus scanning, so that time we can also disable this, and that is straightforward. Okay, now coming to the internationalization, it's nothing but the date and time setting, the local. Okay, right now I can see the primary locales are all of this thing. Why I can see this? Because I enabled this all. That's why I can see that. And if I want, I can change it to Arabic, or let's say English US we have, right? So let me show you how it will be. Mm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let me make to the Chinese. Can you see this? for whenever if I go to the mobile, here also I can see now. You can see our side is moved to this Chinese. Okay, so yeah. So from here we can enable the local. So Appian is available. Okay, earlier we don't have this much languages. So I can see right now 23 different. Okay, and if I can remove this simplified and traditional and all, so almost 18 languages. Okay, Appian is supporting. So for it, that's why. Okay, if there is person sitting in the Santander Bank in the, let's say, Paris, if they would like to utilize Spanish, so we can also select the local as like Spanish and also do the database changes. So all of the data they can see in their bilingual languages. Okay, or let's say, I mean, in their country languages. Okay, and if I override user selected local, enable locals and override user selected local. So what does it mean? So let me click on the Dutch and save the changes. Okay. So if you can see this, so still it will be there on the Dutch language, but in the settings, hold on now, let me get back to the English first. Yeah. So if my selected local, it's totally settings things. Okay, just need to understand that's it. So here you can see the okay, by default that is there. Calendar we are saying okay, use system default that is the US advanced system administrator. Okay, and accessibility. Okay, fine. Okay, so if I select every time override the user selected local. So if the user, I mean, we also need to set up all of this thing in the process model level as well. If you would like to go with this, okay. So there are few scenarios as well that we can discuss about the time zone and timings. Okay, whenever we are going with the process model general tab, basically. So we can always override. So I mean, I'm sitting in India, okay, and if I save these changes, so if it is Chinese still, okay, if I can say override user selected time zone, so it is getting override and the time zone or all things will be in that particular node. So right now if I can go ahead and okay, so basically we'll show the part later, but right now you can see the primary time zone is what? EST. So whenever we are creating any object, the time zone will be in EST. Okay, if I would like to select the IST, so we can also select that IST as well. So from internationalization, basically we can do the local and date and time setting. That's it. Okay, but it will again change to the entire environment. You need to refresh it. Okay. So for mobile, it is also important. Okay. So it is generally for whenever we are building interface or process model or app. Okay. So enable push notification. Correct. Again, it will be only available on the cloud, not on the on-premise. Okay. So on mobile, we can send the push notification. Okay, that when generally if I let's say, yeah, if I send some task, okay, to Bala, and Bala is not there on the system. So if the APN is already configured on Bala's mobile, okay, and Bala is also sometimes using from his mobile as well. So that time also he can see there is a push notification. Hey Bala, you got a task from the admin. You have to complete it. So that is what the push notification is there. Okay. Offline mobile also we can do this. Okay, so whenever we don't have any internet connection, so for offline mobile we can create the offline interfaces. Okay, so if you can what can I say, just giving an example, hold on. So I believe, okay, let me ask you this, Arjun, have you gone through the interface or not yet? Arjun, you there?
No, I did not see offline interface. I'm not sure if there could be any difference between online and offline, but I got access where I see applications, right? So
No. I mean, have you? Because I mean, you already get from the Ravi's batch, right? Ravi, has Ravi covered the interfaces or not yet?
yeah, we are in the process, creating the UI components.
Okay, so I
Um,
mean, you covered the interfaces as well, right?
yeah, yeah. I was
Okay,
not attending for a while, so I have some conflict, and I think he started, and that's the time I kind of had some conflict, and I did not attend some of the
okay,
sessions.
not an issue. So whenever we create an interface, so that time we can also select available for offline. Okay, so whenever we
Okay.
select this, so that time we can utilize that particular UI from the mobile phone. If we are accessing our site without, okay, we can access the site, and let's say we don't have any data now. Okay, so we can go in the offline mode. Okay, and still you can access your application.
Okay.
That's what Appian offline, and this feature is, I think recently, almost 6 months back, introduced. Earlier we don't have this.
So will it cache within the browser, or how it's going to work from offline point of view?
No.
Or when you
So
install like plugin or something for the mobile, is it going to add those components?
in your browser, Chrome browser, you can simply go ahead and type this link. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If you see the wordings, what it says, when enabled, designer can create actions that can be viewed and completed in Appian for mobile devices application when no internet connection is available on mobile device. And encryption of the data stored on device rely on the mobile OS native encryption capabilities. Okay, so for an example, you don't have a data, you're accessing that, like you're filling one form and you click on the submit. Okay, so when it actually submit, you can utilize that and you can complete it, right? So when your data will be back, so again it will be processed, and whenever you can see that, because from database end, definitely it will require the need, but on if you would like to submit few records, so it will be there always. Okay, so generally it is enable offline mobile. We also have this feature introduced in almost, I can say, 21.1 or 21.2. Location capture is also there. Okay, so in the process model also we have this checkbox for the location capture and post notification. If required, we can do that, where we can track the user is using the location from which location. Okay, the user is logged in from which location. So this is for the enable location capture. And prompt user download app. Okay, so here you can see the this app. This one is an Android app. Okay, so it's nothing but the Appian app that you can search on iOS, I mean, or the Android phone. Yeah, and let's say if I would like to restrict what is the minimum app Android app version required, if I can say 12.0. Okay, so if I have Android version of 10, I cannot install this. So we can also restrict this as well from the mobile feature of the admin console, and it's not required, we can do. So I mean, we can plug and play a lot more things using the console part. Is it clear? What are the things that we can do using the mobile? Okay, what can we do? Send, push notification. Okay, use it offline, location, and the fourth one is we can from user to download. Okay, So now coming to this permission. So permission is generally what? Okay, what are the things that you can see over here? It is if I go here and click on the profile, here where I can see, okay, just a second. Just a second, guys. Okay, guys. So here you can see if I click on the edit profile. Okay, let me click on the edit profile. So what are the things I can see? I can see all of this thing. Okay, other than email, I can see lot more things to upload. Now, if I would like to restrict all of this thing, okay, here you can. I don't want any profile upload, nothing. Okay, user editable field. Other than name, I don't want anything. And if we can see, save changes. Again, it will be available for every users. Okay, now if I click on the edit profile, okay, hold on, let me refresh it. Okay, what was that? User can see the profile detail of all user by default. Okay, that's fine. And we save this. Okay, and let me go ahead and click one more time for the user profiles. Okay, okay, now we can see that upload one is gone. Now when I click on edit profile, all of things are, grayed out. You cannot enter anything other than the name, first, last, and nickname. Okay, we can utilize this from this. And user can see the profile detail of all user by default. Okay, so if I don't want to showcase, okay, what is the profile of the Bala, what is the profile of the Biswal, we can restrict that. Okay, here we have a quick apps. Quick app is one of the concept that Appian comes up with. Okay, so that is also one of the important question. Okay, and generally it generally it will ask in the interviews. Okay, and if also whenever the client want to create a quick app. So what is a quick app generally? Okay, uh can give you the guidance is like, okay, so let's say I don't want to go to the entire processor. Okay, I don't want to go to the I don't want to go to APN designer, don't want to go with the application and creating a groups, my different object. Okay, because let's say for an example, client comes to you and say, hey, we need a quick POC. This is a requirement. This is the form. This is a record supposed to be. Okay, and then quickly build it. And I want it, by end of the day. So definitely, if you go with application designer group and all of these things, so it will take more time. So that's why we can introduce the quick app designer. Okay, and that is only enable, we can only enable it from admin consoles permission attribute. And once we adding a user, okay, let's say suppose I added my user to the, okay, first of all, how can I access the quick app? So I need to be part, instead of I, let me use user. User needs to be part of apps creator group. Make sure you are well. Okay, make sure you remember this. Okay, and once you are added to the quick app creator group, then only we can see that particular quick app designer from the navigation bar. So right now, if I can show you, okay, Okay, there is nothing. We have a AD, RP, CD, system logs, and all of this thing, right? Now, let me click on this quickly. Okay, let me add myself. Okay, PIYU. Okay, add. Okay, now I'm a part of the quick app created group. Let me go back. Let me quickly refresh. If I click on that, can you see this? Quick app designer. Post group. User can see and create quick app from navigation. Okay, is that clear? Now let's quickly we can go through this. Okay, let me click on this. Let me click on quick app designer. Okay, so here you can see site and quick apps. You can say name, form, access, finished. I can give the app name, quick demo, narrate as soon as possible, a singular entry name. So we can say QD. It will be go with the QDS. Now we can, yeah, there's also one of the important question. What are the things that we cannot change as a part of the status? Okay, so if I would like to control C, control X and update field. Okay, if I don't want anything, I can do this in the configuration part, control V. But if I can go ahead and change the configuration, let's say instruction test, new app, quick, okay, and let me update the field. So now I can see the instruction, new app and all, and it must be required. We cannot, the title must be there. Okay, we cannot change the titles required. And in the form, the generally the question will be arise at. Okay, let me form the question. Okay, in the form field of quick app designer, which label we never change. The answer supposed to be the answers will be the priority. Other than priority, we can change the status, we can change the titles. Okay, if you can see over here the titles, okay, I can make it like that. Now here you can see priority and the statuses. Okay, now if I click on the new field and now let me enter the status. Okay, so we can see label must be unique. Yeah, these were the validation generally they given. Now if I can do this, it will be removed. Okay, so the title we cannot change the label. Oh, sorry, title we can change the label, but it must be required. Okay, so the for the quick app designer, okay, what is the first field? It is okay, the titles. Okay, it must be required. Okay, and priority and status cannot change. Only this question comes up in the interview or sometimes in the exam. Okay, hope you remember this. Priority and status label we never change. Okay, is it clear? Any question? Good morning, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yes, please. Yeah, we are
I
here.
was
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and the first this is the first question in the form field of the QCAP designer. Which labels Okay, what are those labels? We never change. So there is a priority and status, and in the form field, okay, of the quick app designer, which configuration, okay, we never change. So that time we cannot. I think we never change. What do you think? What are the thing? What is that thing that we can never change? Okay, as per the option, what do you think? Priority we can never change. It's really important, guys. Okay, if I click on this, okay, if I click on this, I can change the configuration. If I click on this, I can still change the choices and configuration as per mine. And for priority, it always be LMHC. I cannot change this. Okay, so make sure that you know aware on this, and it's clear. Okay, now if I click on preview form, so my form will be like this. Titles. Okay, new year quick. There's what I given the instruction and the tool text. Okay, so titles is, let's say, demo. I will select the status as plant, priority as medium. If I would like to attach any file, we can attach it. Here you can see in your quick app designer, this will create a new QD entry. Okay, let me click on this, submit QD. Okay, and if I click on the dashboard, okay, so here you can see just today updated, okay, on this. And now if I click on this, okay, it's supposed to be gets downloaded. Okay, why it is not downloaded? Okay, form. Okay, so that is what the dashboard, that is what the form, the preview thing. Now if I close this, if I go ahead and click continue, so you can see right on a simple clicks we generated the form. Now owners who can modify, so right now it's my name collaboration, who can use this app. I don't want to use anyone to utilize this app. You can see any icon and use a standalone site for the quick app, we can do that. And let me click on create a quick app. We have by default that 3 field. If we want, we can add as many as we want. Okay, now let's see how it looks. This is the most important part, and uh, no one will cover this basically. Okay, it is getting flight, but it's really important part of the admin console. Because quick app designer, whenever we like to create a quick POC, that we are just building this.
So
It
with
will take a
this
few.
page, we are creating new quick interface UI part.
Creating the entire form, okay, end-to-end submission, everything you can create, and it is creating a separate site.
So for this site, for this interface, that data record also creating. Creating
No,
backend.
it's whenever I'm saying POC, right? It's a skeleton, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That is
let's see how
UI
it looks.
interface on the front end UI.
Front end, exactly.
Okay.
So if someone wants to see the things quickly, how the form looks like, what are using the drop
Yeah.
down, using the checkbox, so this thing will be appear. Okay, yeah, it will take generally 2 minutes. So it is at the last stage.
Can we do
Okay,
operations
good.
on this quick app?
Sorry,
Can we do operations on this app?
can we?
Like, can we
Do
do
op-
operations
No, no.
on this
Yeah,
quick app?
you can add. See here now we are at the you can see congratulations, quick demo has been published, and click to start working on your quick app. Okay, if I click on this, okay, I can see QDS, trends, and my task. If I'd like to create a new QD, okay, let's say demo one status, I would like to give as planned and priority. These are the three things that we are using right now, and submit QD. Okay, we can submit. Okay, you can see this over here. Okay, if I can see my task, send new task, QD. What is that? Demo 1. Send task about demo 1. Okay, if there are multiple. So it's a quick application that we created, right? In only 5 minutes. Without going to the application, without creating any object. Okay, open my task, sent by me, and now I'm just sending the send task. Okay, your task has been successfully sent. Okay, now if I go QD created, QB status, plant, there's only one record. Okay, the QD details, I can see it's only one demo one. If I click on this, yeah, okay, you can see the details. What is activity history? It is also getting now created. Can you see this? Created a records and a task. So it's a live application kind of thing, you can say. The demo, quick demo application. If I would like to delete the query, send task, update record, I can do that. We can do that. Okay, this is what the task I generated. All okay. Let's move on. Okay, and task complete. Now I don't have any task. If I go to the queries again, let me go to the demo one. Okay, so earlier we can see that task. Now we don't have because it's done. And here you can see completed a task. The history is also maintained. Okay, is it good? Okay, any question? Anyone? Any question on the quick task, quick app designer? Have we gone through this? This is what Arjun. Okay, and you here you can see. Okay, if you have the access to this quick app designer, you can go here, click on quick app designer, and how many quick app created. Okay, you can definitely you can see this. Okay, convert your quick app into a standard application. Use this when you want to enhance your quick app beyond the functionality possible here. You will be able to review this action before converting. So we can also convert to the application as well, this quick app. Okay. Okay. Yeah, here you can see quick app help business user capture and manage information on a single topic. Okay, so in very few time we created the quick app. Okay, so by default, okay, Appian run on the Tomcat server, and we are just having the JDBC Appian, the data source, which is generally we can see it from the cloud database. If I click on the cloud database over here, if I click on this, okay, here you can see the Appian. Okay, this is what the entire string we can see this. Okay, so we are connecting using the JDBC string and database is Appian, and it is generally running on the Tomcat server. Okay, and that is for the quick app, and for our application it will become under the data sources. Okay, it will be in the integration part. Yeah, and here you can see enable error messages for error message detail for basic user. If I would like to just don't want to send the error message detail error message, we can also do this thing. Here you can see by default all user can access tempo. And if I would like to go ahead and restrict the tempo access by removing any member in membership rule for the tempo user group, we can do that. Okay, let me click on this and let's say I don't want to see my name. Okay, Koti. Okay, we can say let's say there is a okay. Koti, you there? Bala, you there?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay, perfect. So let me make you the basic user. Let me save this, and now let me try to. Okay, now let's see. Let me just quickly refresh the page. Okay, I think I think I make you for basic user. Generally, I want to restrict the tempo. We can do that. Okay, so a lot more restriction we can also utilize for the permission tab. Okay, is that clear? Any question on this? Because we covered a lot more thing. Correct, the quick cap and all this thing. Any doubt? Anyone? Yeah, let me okay get any question if you guys have. We're going to stop today's session over here. Okay, we'll continue with the portal tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I
So
got
yeah,
a
any
couple of questions. Do you still have time, or
sorry?
do you have a couple of minutes? I got a couple of questions. So
Yeah, please.
so, so I saw in the architecture video that you talked about the cloud will have the antivirus, whereas the standalone will have
Mm-hmm.
the will not have the antivirus. That's the kind of a difference you mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, so in the site, right, there is a scanning of the files. So does the Appian uses that antivirus, or does it uses the antivirus installed on the server?
No, on the server.
Okay. So it uses the whatever the antivirus, whatever the
Correct.
company
Correct.
antivirus standard, it is going to use that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the other question I have is the tempo. So what I understood is like there are two concepts, right? Tempo and sites.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I might misunderstood, but at least what I was looking into, right? So is the tempo like standard UI provided by Appian, whereas site is like a customizable. Is that the
Correct.
concept, or is there anything
Correct. No, that's the main difference. Okay. And we can do a lot more manipulation on the site level
Okay,
for giving the better customer UI UX experience. Well,
okay,
Tempo is a by default interface provided by the Appian. Okay. And we cannot do, I mean, that what I just showcased you right now about the branding. Though those are the changes we can do on the tempo level.
okay,
Okay, but if I would like to make it something with respect to the page or anything like that, so we cannot do that. So branding appear to entire environment, and for tempo you can see the look and feel or all things are different. But for site will be have comes up with its own branding.
okay,
Site branding is different than the tempo branding. I
okay.
mean that is what we did the admin console branding. Yeah,
So whatever we do at the admin level, right, global level, those are all like impacts the tempo. Whereas the
correct,
site, we can do a lot more customization.
exactly. Yes. Because site is a application level customization, whether admin console branding, that is a environment level
Yep.
customization.
Yep. And is there
Okay.
any like why do they call like a tempo? Like that's the first time I'm hearing that term. So is there any like abbreviation kind of description for that word, like tempo, or is it like Appian way of kind of naming standards?
Mm, if I can say, I mean, it's really good question. Okay. Okay. So whenever I
Probably
can say tempo,
people
so
outside Appian world, probably they might not know what is tempo. Probably that's what at least I never heard about the word tempo before. So
okay. So if I can say uh, in general level, okay, why it known as tempo, I think that is something I think Appian decided. Okay, so generally why it known as tempo. So for an example, if I can give you the lemon example, okay, then let's say tempo. Okay, if you can see, the tempo can carry a lot more things. Okay, So that's what, whenever they started the application Appian, they started in 1998. Okay,
Oh,
you will never find any history on this. Okay, but what is that, thought process behind that is, okay, because I do understand it's a tempo. So it just, it like, truck. Okay, if we compare to some other thing like that. And also if you can say tempo, so it's kind of temperament, okay, things as well. So it will carry entire thing. Okay, so earlier, okay, like it will carry the news, all things in one. Okay,
oh,
so that's why it is known as a front end, and that's why it's known as tempo, where it is coming with, let's say, news, task, record, okay, report, and action. Okay, you no need to do anything. So for an example, if you are a business end user, you don't have any access to designer environment, you can create your action from action tab. When you create your action, okay, you can generate the task in task tab. When you take the, complete your task, okay, then when you submit, you can see that particular record generated in the records tab. From that record, you can take the action like update or add record. And if anything, like the pie chart, if you'd like to see the configuration, that thing will be generated in the tempo, or sorry, in the report. So you can also review the report, what does the dashboard look like. And at last, if you'd like to send, okay, it looks good, or feed, generate any feed, so it will appear in the news. So tempo consists of all in one. Okay, so that's why they, given a name as a tempo.
okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. So one last question is, where does this configuration file stores? Does it store in the database, or So we are doing a lot of branding changes, right? So does it store in the database, or does it store in the file format internally on the server?
Which one?
The branding changes, and what are the changes, right? So we call them typically like metadata, right? Product metadata. So let's say we change the color schema from the branding point of view. Somewhere it has to store that, right? That way, when a user access the site, it has to pull that information to present to the user. So
Mhm.
the question is like, where does those changes are stored internally within the product?
It will be stored on the server.
On the server in the file format, right? Not in the database,
Correct.
because
Correct.
I
Not in
was
database. Yeah. There is no any interaction between of the database and this. Okay, what we did. Okay,
oh,
on the look and feel perspective.
oh. Yeah, because typically, right, so last, probably like a 10, 15 years, right, most of the products, they use a database for all their server side changes, right? The UI changes, or, any new objects added to the server, right? So that way, right,
If we want to do that, we can do that kind of customization. Okay, because the branding stand for the globally, correct? And you can see for okay, if I log in, I can see this. If Sharita can log in, she can see that. Okay, so it will not going to change. Okay, and it will be stored on the server. Okay, and if you'd like to go through the application level customization, okay, for an example, let's say you created a banking application, okay, and you would like to attract the customer. Some of the, let's say, Barclays like red color. Okay, right now I use a yellow color. Let's say Barclays like red color, Bank of America like yellow color. Okay, or HSBC or Citibank like, green color. So for that, two things: either we can create a three different site, else we can create some rule in database. So whenever we trigger that particular thing, so it will come up with the hex value. If I select the Barclays, it will go ahead in the database, fetch the data, what is the color according to Barclays, and it will show my site into that color. That thing will be done on the site level, but tempo level, no, it is storing on the server, and it will be always stored like this until and unless it is getting changed. Is this suffice
okay.
your answer?
Yeah, yeah. Because I was looking into, the database configured to the Appian, right? Are there any tables, which stores this user information, or, the preferences, right?
Mhm.
Um, but I'm not able to find that. So I was wondering, like, if it is storing in the application somewhere in the file format. But does the admin go to that site, those folders, and can they customize that, or directly, or do they need to do it only on the UI side?
it will be on UI side. Okay, whenever you're saying the site, so site have its own branding. So from site is related to a single application. Okay, we can create multiple site, okay, or single site for an application. Site is not consist multiple applications. Okay, first thing. So for that, your particular application, if you would like to see the customized colors and patterns, okay, so that time you can store it over there in the site, and it will be stored for your application. Okay, again on the server. There is no any database intervention for this settings.
Okay, got it. Yep.
Yeah, good. Yeah, any other one? Like, yeah, still we have 2 more minutes. Mallikarjun?
Piyush, Bala here. So the
Yeah,
changes
please.
we did in admin console comes under administrator role or is comes under developer?
Okay, that's what I said. Only administrator, system administrator type of user can access the admin console. If you are
Mm,
a developer, but your user type is system admin, so you can also go ahead and do those changes.
okay, yeah. Mm,
Basic user
okay,
cannot do this.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any question from you, Vishal or Sumit or Mallikarjun?
Hey, one more question. Can we do this admin changes with the trial version, or do we need to do we can only do it like in the enterprise version, like a purchased version?
Anywhere you can do that. Anywhere you
So
can do that.
whatever the trial version Appian provides, we can go and do the admin tasks, right?
Sorry. Can you please come again? Actually, I know I got
No. So
this.
whatever you changed, showed, right, the branding changes and other stuff within the admin
Mm-hmm.
console.
Mm-hmm.
So typically, right, for the training, people go to the Appian site and request for, the trial version, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can we do in those changes
Yeah,
within the trial version?
yeah, exactly. So that's why I say, right? I'm also using the trail version
Trial
only,
version. Okay. Okay.
trial version only. Yeah, because definitely, man. I mean, you cannot do this changes in enterprise because
No,
it
because I
looks
saw
like
like
that.
a multiple tools, right? So, those trail versions doesn't allow certain activities, right? For example, deployment, right? Taking code
Mm.
from somewhere else and, putting into their trail version site, they don't allow that. At the same time, right, admin activities, they try to limit, maybe they'll allow like create a user, but they'll not allow additional to that, additional functionality, right? Typically, we can do it in the enterprise version.
Earlier, even earlier. Okay, if I can, get back to 6 or 7 months. Okay, we don't have admin console provided by this trial version. Let's consider. Okay, so they also introduced this. Okay, earlier we don't have access to that.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Priyesh. I need to drop. I have a meeting to attend, so connect tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
Anyone? Anyone have any question?